A show I've been thinking about for weeks upon weeks upon weeks. Finally, we're going to do it. The top 5 positions I feel the most confident in heading into training camp. We'll also have a very special Jets content creator guest. We have a huge announcement to make on the show. Boy Green Daily starts right friggin' now, baby. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time. To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
It's not just football, man.
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Offense, defense, special teamwork, Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
What's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. And, it's great to be back up. The Gang Green Beach Club was awesome, and I've been talking about it the last couple of days. Atlantic City was awesome. I've never been to Atlantic City before. That was pretty epic. That was pretty sweet, but it's nice to be back at the lovely abode, and can't wait to getting back to talking Jets football. And as Jake Asman hits up in here, offense, defense, special teams. It's Boy Green, baby. Yes, the terrific Hep song, which we'll be hearing live a little bit later in the show. And at our tailgate again this year, Jake Ash with the $2 super chat. Look at this guy.
Wow.
By the way, huge congratulations to Jake Asman. He is filling in for Michael Goshdarn K for the next 2 weeks. He's already been in the middle of it. So congratulations to Jake Asman, who, by the way, is 3 memberships away, if we're doing that math, of getting a raffle ticket towards our contest. So Jake, Gang Green Beach Club, filling in for Michael K. I mean, this guy's doing it all. So congrats to the one and only Jake Asman, baby. He's, everything's been coming up Asman lately. That's for sure. Congratulations to Jake. And let's also shout out our number one Austrian Jets fan who's just gifted a Boy Green Coffee Club membership here on the show. Let's go. By the way, speaking of getting close to raffle tickets, Austrian, you are, let me do my math real quick, you are 3 memberships away from getting a 4th raffle ticket to our contest. So let's go, Austrian. Appreciate that. And that membership went to, in the audience, NY Jets Media. Shout out to Richie. He's now part of the Army. I got to see Richie, of course, at the Gang Green Beach Club event. Shout out to Richie. Welcome back to the membership group, fella. Great to see you. All right, before we get into our content extraordinaire, baby, let's bring him in. It's Ricky New York Live, our fellow Jets content creator brethren here on the program. What's up, Ricky?
How you doing this morning, Paul?
Not too shabby. And as Jake says, he said, meeting Hep on Saturday changed my way of life. Yeah, Hep. I don't know how long Hep ended up being at the party with him and his wife, but it was awesome. I've met Hep several times now. And Hep's the man. Hep's the man. And shout out to Carol. His wife is amazing, too. It was awesome hanging out with both of them. And big ups there to Jake Asman. We do have an entire show to get to here. This is a topic that I've said, it's going to be like last Tuesday or something. Then new content kept happening every day. I'm like, I'll push it tomorrow. And then finally it's today. And this is a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a while. But we reached a milestone this morning on the program, and I'm very humbled by it. And it's funny that it's coming off a Gang Green Beach Club. 4 million views we have now reached on this channel's history. We celebrate 6 years coming up in September. This is spectacular. Here we go.
J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go.
There you go. The quietest Jets chant of all time. There you go. Live in the appropriately level volume for Lou B Jets chant we were allowed to do at the Ocean Casino Resort live from the lobby. There you go. 4 million views we have now reached. The show turns 6 years old coming up in September. So thank you to anyone that has spent a second a minute, hours watching the show. And that was an incredibly humbling feeling being at the Gangrene Beach Club and meeting so many awesome Jet fans. I did a little bit of a photo dump on Instagram, but I'll put some more stuff on Discord. And people tell me, dude, I watch the show every day. I'm like, man, holy crap, you watch the show every day? So to hear that is humbling. For anyone that I got to meet, thank you for saying that. That's really cool. So 4 million views, baby. Ricky, we made it.
That's amazing, Paul. Congratulations. Wow. I can't even imagine what that would be like.
Well, imagine it, buddy, because it's eventually happening to you too. I just started earlier, so I've gotten to it quicker, but it's happening for you too, pal. So this is an incredible feeling. You guys should always appreciate every milestone that hits you, and this is a huge one, 4 friggin' million views, which is awesome. And I will tell you, Ricky knows who this person is, but I'll leave the name nameless here. So I posted this morning, like, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. Like, I saw it because I knew it was coming up because I had seen the numbers. I'm like, oh, baby, this is going to be incredible. And so I posted it on some social media and said, oh, man, this is awesome. And a former Jets player immediately went into my DMs and said, dude, that's amazing. I got to get back on the show. We got to talk some Jets football. And I'm like, did that just happen? Am I in some bizarro world that this player reached out to me and is asking to come on my show? I said, normally it's the other way around. I'm hounding other people to come on my show, not the other way around. So that player is currently out of town. He says he wants to come up in August. I said, buddy, you can come on the show whatever the hell you want to come on the show, but sounds phenomenal. So Ricky knows who I'm talking about. He will be coming back to the program. I can't wait for that. That'll be coming up when we get a little closer to the season. And Ricky, I don't know if you have like a Jeremy Curley jersey on under that shirt, but we are now 11 days away from rookies reporting. We are now, that math be 2 weeks. So there you go, 2 weeks. So we're 14 days away from the veterans reporting, and then the first practice is in 15 days. So we're all coming on it on everything. So Ricky, this is pretty exciting.
I do not have a Jeremy Curley jersey.
Oh, that's too bad.
However, I could always run in there and get my Jermaine Johnson jersey.
Yeah, Jermaine. How could I possibly forget Double J? He was just here, and we're going to be seeing him, of course, in week 1 as well. So, yeah. Shout out to Jermaine. Yeah, Florida State guy. I should have never doubted you on that, Ricky. So we'll do 2 things here, Ricky. I'll read that. We'll go piece by piece through this list that I've created. The top 5 positions I personally feel the most confident in heading into training camp. Like, wow, that position's on lock, and I'll explain all my rationale. And you can tell me whether I'm an idiot, Ricky, or you're spot on and you agree, whatever you decide to feel about these. And if you want to, in the moment, feel free to create your own as we're going through this. If you have your own thoughts that maybe perhaps are different. There he is. Of course, he's already prepared. He's Ricky New York Live, for God's sake. So let's go through it. We'll go 5-1. Again, we have training camp coming up in all the dates I just mentioned in the different forms and fashions. But top 5 positions I feel most confident in. We'll go 5-1, and Ricky can comment as we're going through here. And I had one written down, and then I crossed it off and put this one on here. So I went back and forth a little bit. But here it is. Let's start off
Number
with
5.
I'm putting running back on here, and some people may have this higher on their list, but there's Brees Hall, of course. He gets franchise tagged this offseason. He gets a long-term deal. He's in there. You have Isaiah Davis. You have Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's coming off the serious injury. He was lost last year in the Week 4 Monday Night Football game against Miami Dolphins. Jack Rabbit filled in his place admirably, and Brees Hall's coming off a career year. And a lot of us believe that he should have another career year with all the improvements that the Jets have made on offense, both from a coaching perspective and also from talent perspective as well. So I feel very confident about that. Obviously, it's a top 5. I feel very confident about the running back room here. It's inside the top 5, Ricky.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Everything you just mentioned, and ever since we've had Brees here, practically, it seems like we always talk about how nobody ever uses Brees properly. Mm-hmm. And I think that's going to change. I think with Frank Reich here, I think we're going to see a lot more of the screen game. I think you're going to see Brees involved a lot more in that way. And so, yeah, running back is actually on my list as well. It isn't number 5, but it is on my list.
Okay, we'll get more into that perhaps in just a second. Now, this one may get some laughs from the audience, but
Number 4.
I'm putting punter at number 4, baby. Austin gosh darn McNamara. This is a guy that signed with the Jets last March. He had done what was it, 12, or let me make sure I get my math right. I'll just call it what it is. So 12 workouts with all these different NFL teams, and he couldn't find a landing spot. He was just bouncing around after getting cut by the Bengals last year. He's just bouncing around, couldn't find a place. And then he's at this like combine for special teamers out there in Arizona. The Jets happen to be out there. They say, whoa, this guy's got something. They ask him immediately after the workout, hey, jump back with me on the private jet. You're coming private jet to the Jets. We're going to work you out. Yep, he looks good. Signed on the dotted line. And he led all undrafted punters in PFF grade 90.3. He had an average hang time of 4.7 seconds. He averaged 46.7 yards per punt, and his longest was 72 yards last season. PFF analyst said if this performance carries forward, McNamara has a clear path to becoming one of the league's most effective punters in the National Football League. Chris Bancho deserves a lot of credit for being a part of the staff that found him. I think Austin McNamara is spectacular. Punters are people too. I know, again, there may be some chuckles. I haven't even peeked at the comment section yet, so I have no idea what even people are saying about this being on there. So I can only imagine what they're saying in there. But punter is an important position until you realize, until you realize it. Like, when you have a bad punter on your team, you know it. When you have a great punter on your team, sometimes you just forget. Like, it's so good. It's so automatic. It's always great. I'm putting Austin McNamara here in the top 5, Ricky.
You know what? I do not have him on my list, but God, I feel like that should at least be an honorable mention now.
Yes.
After that, because
I agree.
You are absolutely correct. And I mean, dude, field position can make a lot of difference in a game. And yeah, I mean, whether it's punter or kicker, like, you got to have your special teams on point. Like, field position is big. A lot of times, games will come down to who gets the ball last and where. So that's a good call.
Okay. And hell, as I go through this list, maybe some people would argue it should be higher. Real quick detour from the list here. I do want to reiterate this. So I'm glad JR327 said in our audience. Tomorrow morning, Jets fans listening in, listen to this very closely. Today is July 14th. Me and Ricky are talking all things Jets right now at 7:43 in the morning. On July 15th, that is tomorrow, at 11 a.m., the Jets' August 1st practice, which is the only training camp practice, and we can yell about this later. This is the only training camp practice that is open to the general public. Tickets drop at 11 a.m. Now, I'll try to see if I can find it quickly, or let me see if I can find it my text quickly enough here. Let me see. TC26. Let me see. Yes. Okay, here it is, folks. I'll let you know. Everyone in the audience, if you have not done this yet, do this. Text TC26, T as in training, C as in camp, the digits 26 to this number, 26154. 26154. That will give you the opportunity, potentially, again, the tickets are going to go fast, as other people are saying, but if you text TC26 right now to 26154, it's a Jets text line, you will have a shot to claim these Jets tickets when 11 a.m. hits tomorrow, and you will get a shot. They will reach out to you, and so feel free. The Jets, when I texted that number to the Jets last week or something, they said, you're locked in. Be on the lookout for a text with your ticket link on July 15th at 11 a.m. when tickets for the August 1st practice become available. Flight Club members will receive a link to redeem tickets for additional dates on July 16th at 11 a.m. Those are season ticket holders. So, again, for you out in the audience, if you want a shot to get these open training camp practice tickets, which are going to go very fast, again, you can have a shot by texting TC26, so you'll get the link immediately instead of having to refresh the page. That could give you just the advantage you need of a few seconds, potentially to get your training camp ticket. So thank you, JR327, for pointing that out. I just look back at my phone for texting it myself to get a shot. If I cannot go, folks, I will share my tickets out with the universe and hopefully anyone that has that. But I plan on trying to make it happen. I can't believe that's already in 2 weeks. So, like, oh my goodness, all of this is going to be here before you know it. So thank you for saying that, JR327. And before we move on with the list, we got Chef Kevin Gilbert, of course, aka Fastest Food Reviews, who I broke bread with. We had a dinner. What would that have been? Last night? Or no, not last night. The night before? I don't know. It was one of these nights. We all went out to dinner, and that was very nice. Zariah Luna?
Wow.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Chef Kevin Gilbert, you are a singular membership gift away from getting a raffle ticket officially to our giveaway, which we'll be talking about after this list. Good morning, Boy Green and Ricky New York Live, $5 Super Chat here. Hearing positive things about Brees on Boy Green Daily is refreshing. Great times this past weekend. Let's go, Jets. Yes, and my father wasn't even there for any of the Brees yelling, so take that for whatever you will as well. But yes. Again, I've been critical of some things from Brees, but I am, anyone watches my play-by-play during the Jets games, I am screaming, cupping my hands, Brees, as often as I can. So, hey, I hope Brees has the historic season I believe a lot of us believe is possible within Brees, his speed. I want to see the home run hitting again. When I remember his rookie season in that Week 7 Denver game, when he gets the halfback toss to the left against Denver and the Red Sea parts, and he just hits another gear and like, defenders, you have no chance. See ya. And he just goes 70 yards to the house. That's what I want to see. I want to see the home run hitting where defense is like, oh my goodness. And when you get that going, they have to creep up into the box, which opens up play action for Geno to take shots down the field. And then one hand starts feeding another. So I can see it. I close my eyes. I can see it for Brees. I could see it for this offense. So I want that version of Brees back. The Jets obviously believe they can still get that version of Brees. That's why they handsomely rewarded him with a new contract. So by the way, Chef Kevin Gilbert, again, you're one gifted membership away from an official raffle ticket to the contest, which again we'll explain here in a few minutes. But yeah, Ricky, that would just be so refreshing to get. Speaking of refreshing, it'd be refreshing to see those home run hitting again.
Yeah, absolutely. And the play that always comes to mind for me is the week prior against the Packers, where he just he kind of like pinballed in between a couple of guys, but then like once he got to the open field, it was like gone. I can't. Yeah, I really would love to see that version of Brees again.
Yes, that would be great. And I see a bunch of questions. I'll star a bunch of these questions and I'll get back to them in a little bit. We'll keep going down the list, but I will keep starring some of those. So thank you guys very much for those, and thank you, Chef Kevin Gilbert. So again, get some punter love in here. That's absolutely beautiful. All right, let's get to
number 3.
Some people may have this higher, some people may have this lower. We'll see on Ricky New York's list. I have a wide receiver in here, and I know there are question marks with I understand, and that's what some people are going to say. Like, Yo Holmes does not think our wide receiver room is as deep as I do, but and he doesn't think a lot of things that I think I would say, but Garrett Wilson is the straw that stirs this drink. He is back from injury. It sucks seeing him hurt last year. Speaking of taking things for granted, Garrett just had never been hurt. He was always available. His first 3 years, 17 games every season, 17. But he would get nicked up. He would get like banged up, but he's just a tough son of a gun. He'd go back out there and like, damn, man, this is our guy. And then last year, like, the wheels fell off and he missed 10 games from a variety of injuries, and it was devastating to see. And you just saw sometimes, like, we all know how important a player is because he's just awesome. But when you take that chess piece off the board and you're like, oh, wow, now you realize, if you didn't before, you realize even more how important of a piece they are. So Garrett coming back is massive, of course. And Adonai Mitchell's arrow cannot be any higher heading into training camp. I mean, people believe Adonai Mitchell can walk on water, for God's sake. So Adonai Mitchell hype is electric. It is palpable. And, of course, Omar Cooper Jr., who I believe, as we've heard a lot of wonderful things. Robbie Sabo, who, by the way, was someone else I met. That was nice at after the blackjack table, apparently. So I met him there, and then also in the morning for breakfast. And he is a guy that I saw. He's been at all these training camp practices. So any Jets reporter that gets to go to these training camp practices, I appreciate your insights even more. I think people that aren't at the practices can have Jets opinions, of course. But, for the people that are there, like, you get insight. So for Robbie Sabo to say Omar Cooper Jr. was one of his top 5 most impressive Jets from spring, I'm like, wow, okay. And I've heard the same from Rich Samini as well, who was also at the Gangrene Beach Club over the weekend. And to me, if he's already impressive, to me, that's even more impressive because I believe his superpower, if we're going to keep using that term, is yards after contact, yards after the catch. You can't tell that in two-hand touch. So to me, if Omar Cooper's already looking awesome in spring, just imagine we get to camp and he slaps the pads on, he's breaking tackles and things. Now we're like, oh, you were impressed before. Now you're even more impressed. So I'm very intrigued by the room. Isaiah Williams is a wide receiver 4, has showed a lot of intrigue. That intrigues me. Aaron Smith, again, is he just a nothing burger? Was he just derailed by the terrible quarterback play? And really, he's going to be a surprise. That I'm interested in. Then obviously, sort of rounding out the room is like a Tim Patrick, and you could see what else, what other surprise going to exist. So number 3 position I feel most confident in, it's wide receiver, Ricky.
I can't argue that. I really can't. And I completely agree with what you're saying. Like, when you get word from the insiders, you got to listen to what they're saying because they're actually there. They're actually seeing it with their own 2 eyes. It's not a secondhand report. And you know what? The number of times that I've seen Garrett like go down and get up limping, and I'm like, oh my God, no, because I knew, but like you said, he always went back out there until this past season. Adonai Mitchell hype. Oh my goodness, dude, that's my guy. I've been very vocal about it the whole time, but like when you listen to people, whether it's Nick Faria or Rich Samini or, Kaz or any of these guys that are out there, and they tell you like Gino already has a connection with them. And that, his superpower, and yes, we are going to keep using that word, is he's got a size speed combo that not a lot of guys have. And he can be a threat down the field. And Frank likes to put the ball down the field. Like he fits perfectly what Gino likes to do, what Frank Reich likes to do. And so you kind of put that all into context and good. I hope our Omar Cooper does look really impressive because that's going to push Mitchell even harder to be better and make sure that he's got that number 2 spot locked down. And Adonai Mitchell is going to take a huge leap this year. He's going to be our undeniable number 2. It's going to be without question. And I'm not saying like he's going to take a leap like he'll be one of the best receivers in the NFL. Like he's not
like move over Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, like he's not going to be Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. But you know what? Mitchell could be R.T. Higgins. Like he could be that. He could be that guy. And man, I'm telling you, and wide receiver 2 was actually number 5 on my list. So
okay,
yeah, that's I'm gonna keep banging that drum until he either proves me wrong or proves me right.
All right, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm going to keep moving on in a second, but another quick shout out. Boy Green, great meeting you in Atlantic City. Says, Genergy, great to meet you, Genergy. Had so many awesome people at the Gangrene Beach Club that was sick. So, Genergy, thanks for stopping by. I have a lot of names in my head, but like I said, I don't want to start naming people. I'm going to forget people. But thank you to everyone that swung by. That was super cool. I got hugs, high fives, jet chants. I mean, it was sick. Thank you, Genergy. It was awesome meeting you as well. All right. 2 more here. Let's get some trench warfare involved. Number
2.
The interior defensive line. And quite frankly, you could flip-flop these 2 things I'm going to have in the top 2. I freaking love this group. And quite frankly, I probably should have had them number 1. Now that I'm even just thinking about it on the list I wrote down last week to have it ready for the show. I just love this group, man. I just think it has veterans. I think it has youth. I think it has upside. I think it has a floor. I think it has a ceiling. Tavontre Sweat is an exciting addition to this room. I feel really good about Harrison Phillips. I love the leadership he brings. I love the run-stopping ability. Does he have pass rush juice? I don't know. It's hard to tell on last year's team. We'll have a better sense with more guys around him to see what some of these guys have. But I'm very fired up for Harrison Phillips. Jawan Briggs coming off a career year where it was him and a bunch of other guys after Quentin Williams got traded. And man, if he did that like a lot by himself, imagine what he could do with more around him and being used more efficiently with different bodies. Do we see anything, speaking of your Florida State people, Daryl Jackson Jr., Rich Cimini had said on a couple of Jets Collective months ago that he's like, I think Daryl's going to sort of be a redshirt player. Like, because again, for people who don't know, you get 53 players on an active roster, but 5 players on each game day are inactive. Rich Cimini speculated, and we don't know, training camp's about to happen, so take that for whatever you will, that he believes more often than not Daryl Jackson Jr. will be one of those 5 that doesn't dress. But he has training camp to prove it. Maybe he enters the mix. David Onyemata is someone I love this offseason. An elite run stuffer, leadership. Again, there's just so many guys I like. So, again, there's youth, there's veterans, there's everything. This group just has it all. And, for a Jets defense that allowed the 3rd most rushing yards last season, to have this group, to feel this confident about a group that stunk last year is just like, it's sort of bizarro world, to be honest with you. But yeah, this group is spectacular. I think this is going to be a big reason if the Jets have success this season. I think it's because of the Brutus beefcake on the interior defensive line.
Well, you know what? I think I did flip-flop those, Paul, because that is my number 1 group.
Ooh,
right there.
Okay.
And everything that you just said, man, like, I think that all the guys that we brought in are so good at stopping the run, which was, our biggest problem. And, if you want to even expand that to include our edge guys, Osai and Igbari are good against the run as well. So, they can set that edge. I think, those guys are going to see some early down work, in particular Osai, who I think is going to get probably more playing time than people expect. But then you can have, Will and Bailey be like your pure pass rush specialists and come in fresh, pin their ears back, go after the quarterback. And I think we're going to be in a lot more close games this year that's going to give them the opportunity to do exactly that. And so, dude, yeah, this defensive line, I'm really excited about, and Sweat and Onyemata in particular, yeah.
You have great taste, Ricky, again, to have that at the top billing on your list. That's great taste, because, again, I think they're just going to be nasty, and I love that. By the way, real quick on Genergy, she says, yes, this is really me in a bear hug with number 80 in my profile picture. I'll never let go. I've now screenshotted this profile. There they are. That is Genergy. Awesome. Given a great hug to Wayne Corbett. And I can't say enough good things about Wayne Corbett. I had never met him before. I never interviewed him before. I don't even know if I've ever seen him before. I'm sure he's been at a training camp practice that I was at, but we weren't close to each other. Man, the thing I heard most about Wayne before I met him, before this event, was like, dude, he loves the fans. He loves talking to the fans. He loves hearing, listening, and all these things. And every story that has come out has continued just to be spectacular about Wayne, that he took his time with people, whatever they wanted, picture, autograph, a conversation, none of those things, just wanted to talk or just to tell him how much he meant to them or sign anything. Like, he was the best. So, Genergy, never let go. That's Wayne Corbett. That's Mr. Third Down. Give him a big old hug, and hopefully you're still hugging him right now. Never let go, baby. Yeah, Wayne Corbett, he's the man. So thank you to Wayne for taking so much time. And hell, hopefully we have him on the podcast here in the near future. That'd be great. But if not, I was happy with the time meeting him. He was a super cool dude. So Genergy, shout out to you. That's an awesome profile picture. I don't know if I were you, if I'd ever change that thing. That thing is awesome. I heard a lot of great stories about Wayne. That's friggin' cool. And then the final one. Let's go here. Let's hit it.
Number 1.
The starting offensive line, to me, is a reason that I have a ton of confidence and optimism heading into this season. There's been years where I have not felt confident or optimistic about the Jets' offensive line, and I'm like, oh, boy. Like we're shelling some pieces together here, like Dwayne Brown's old Patuki. Hey, Mekhi Becton just went down. Do you think you can do it, Dwayne Brown? And I'm like, yeah, he could do it. And I'm like convincing myself in the mirror. Yeah, Paul, come on. It could work. Come on. Yeah. I don't feel like I have to do that this year. I feel really good. Seeing Armand Membu, we did a show over the weekend about it, receiving top 10 votes as a top 10 offensive tackle in football heading into year 2 is nuts. And this is left tackles and right tackles. That he received a singular vote, let alone multiple votes. Like, to me, that's nuts. So that I'm super excited for Armand Membu. Olumuyiwa. Now, maybe he hasn't been what I thought, like this stone cold superstar left tackle from day one. I thought for sure he was going to be a lock to be that. And he hasn't been a Pro Bowler. He hasn't been an All Pro. But there are times, and this doesn't happen all the time, but there are times where I forget like he's on the field. And that's the greatest compliment you could give to an offensive lineman, because it's not often on a television broadcast you're giving love to an offensive lineman. If you're mentioning someone's name, that's normally a bad thing. Oh, geez, look at the left tackle. He just blew this assignment. So if you're not talking about him, that's normally good. So there's a lot of times you don't talk about Olumuyiwa, which to me is great. That means he's doing his job. So, and obviously there's a swap-a-rooney here between Dylan Parham and John Simpson. I hope we're getting, well, I know we're getting a younger version, so that part's great. And are we getting the John Simpson that first arrived here versus the John Simpson that left here? The one that arrived here was a surprise, and he played up. And we're like, okay, the Jets knew what they were doing when they signed him. So can we get that same from Dylan Parham? That's exciting to me. Everyone complains about Myers, but again, if that's the worst of your linemen, I think you're doing just dandy. And then obviously Joe Tipman got paid this offseason. So I specifically referenced the starting O-line. I like Chukwuma Okorafor as a backup. We didn't have to see him last year, which is good news. You shouldn't have wanted to see him. I'm a little less confident in Max Mitchell if he has to step in at left tackle. That part gives me some heebie-jeebies, but and we mentioned center already, could use competition, but I'm not going to nitpick. It's a number one position I feel the most confident in is the starting offensive line for the New York Jets. Ricky, feel free to comment on that. And then also we need to get into your top 5, baby.
You know what? That was a true flip-flop because at number 2, I actually had offensive tackle. I didn't have the whole
specifically. Okay.
Because well, yeah, because I thought it was like position, not position group. So
that's okay. I like the interpretation. I'm glad that we can approach this different ways. That's phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But dude, like you were saying about Membu, like that is something special. And like when you have something that is special like that, you don't let go of it. Like, I mean, look at what he did against TJ Watt, against Myles Garrett. Like Myles Garrett coming off a 5-sack game and gets stonewalled by rookie, offensive tackle. Like
Armand Membu's very first game of his career was against TJ Watt, and people were talking ahead of that game like, oh boy, this rookie's about to get his welcome to the NFL moment. Oh, he did. To TJ Watt. Like, oh my goodness. That was I'll never forget that. That was spectacular. We lost, so it gets lost in the sauce, unfortunately, versus a win. He would have probably gotten a lot more flowers for that, but that's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And that is a position group that, I'm really confident in. And I think that really just goes to say how much I do think of the defensive line that I was actually able to put them above the offensive line on my list. So, yeah, I mean, that's
okay. So let's do it. So let me do this. I'll be the professional. I'll be the button presser behind the scenes here. So we'll go 5-1 here, and you can walk us through your list. Let's go.
Number 5. I actually had wide receiver 2 because, as I stated before, I think Adonai Mitchell is going to take a huge leap this year. Dude, I'm just really, really excited to see him and Geno together. I mean, the one year that Geno had in Seattle when he had Lockett and Metcalf and man, I mean, yeah, and the way that they talk about Geno, like he's so accurate and the ball's just right there. And it's funny because this morning, like as I was up really early, and for everybody out there, if you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on X, wherever you may be watching this, let me tell you right now, Boy Green is one of the hardest working people in the Jets content game. I work overnights, so I'm always up all night. But I message him. I message him at like 5:30 in the morning. Hey, dude, I'm ready to go today. Send me the link or whatever. At like 5:45 in the morning, I get messaged back. Okay, I'll send it on Discord. He's like up already. So, man, Herculean effort by Boy Green to get this done. But as I'm watching or looking at X this morning,
which by the way, thank you. No, please go ahead.
Somebody posted something about like, Garrett Wilson is so awesome. I can't wait to watch him this year, blah, blah, blah. And then there's a video clip playing underneath it. And Garrett runs this route and he's like coming up the sideline. And the way that he had to like jump and twist around and turn around and catch this ball that was thrown like 3 freaking feet behind him was insane. I mean, it was a beautiful catch, but I was like, good God, look at that quarterback play. I mean, I saw Mitchell, one of the big drops that he had in his first game was a ball like that was way behind him, and people flipped out. Oh, look at him. He keeps dropping the ball. And it's like, it's not a very catchable ball. Like the balls were late. They weren't out on time. Like they were often behind. It was bad, and it's a testament to Garrett how good he is that he's able to make the catches that he makes. We've seen,
and I'm pretty sure, Ricky, if my memory serves me correctly, is that like Garrett Wilson got hurt because of how bad Justin Fields' ball was. I can't remember if that was the Broncos game internationally, but I just remember that like Garrett was here. He ran his route, and he's like this. It just feels like, I got you, buddy. Throws it, and Garrett's like, oh, Jesus. And he tries to contort his body and do something crazy. He didn't have to. He was just standing there, but he had to go crazy to attempt to catch the football. And I think that's where he hurt himself. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Justin couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, so Garrett Wilson has to do like a backflip to try to catch this thing because this guy can't hit water if he fell out of a boat. Like, that's the most, like, accuracy is one thing, but like what in the world? Like I feel terrible if Justin Fields, who's now in Kansas City, goes to the Kansas City, state fair and he's throwing baseballs or something, fastballs. Look out, people. He might peg you with one of those things. Like Jesus. I feel so bad for Garrett. So if Gino, from that perspective, right? So just statistically speaking, last year, a lot of people say, he freaking sucked. And okay, whatever. All right, led the league in picks and all these things. He was incredibly accurate. The consistency of Geno Smith since he became a full-time starter again in 2022, the commonality in all of those years is very high completion percentage. This guy is incredibly accurate, which is a bizarre thing to say. Wow, he led the league in picks, and he also was incredibly accurate. But I think the problem isn't about inaccuracy. I think it's about ballsiness. Gino, I believe Mina Kime shared this stat on the AFC East preview ahead of the season, that Geno Smith led the NFL in tight window percentage, which was like 34%, which led the National Football League. So he's like, oh, I could get it in there. And, which, hey, credit to him, he led the NFL last season in that percentage. So he's right more often than not that he can, but sometimes that gets you into trouble. So I'm excited for Garrett just to get normal average opportunities, which Gino should do at a higher level based on some of those analytical percentages. But oh my God, unbelievable. Yeah,
that's going to be really good. And you know what? Gino's got that gunslinger mentality. Sure. He's and a lot of even some of his picks last year in Vegas is they were down and he was trying to come back and trying to win a game. And so he took some shots and some of them were ill-advised. And, I guess that would be maybe the downside of throwing such a catchable ball is sometimes when you put it in that tight window, the defender catches it.
Right, exactly. And I see this here from QAA. He says, I can't believe you just said hit water if he fell out of a boat is a crazy thing to say. Think about this, okay? Right? So Justin Fields had a 62% completion percentage last season with the Jets. So think about that. He gets on a boat in the middle of the ocean. 4 out of every 10 times he jumps out of the boat, he doesn't hit water. That seems to be an issue, okay? 4 out of every 10, if he jumped in the water 10 times, 4 of those times he's not hitting water. What is he hitting? I'm unclear. But good Lord have mercy. So accuracy being up is going to be a tremendous turnaround for all the people that'll be doing it. But yes, QAA, if I can make you laugh this morning, that's part of the show, baby. That's part of the show. All right, Ricky, what?
You made me laugh, like, and I've heard that saying a bunch of times before, but like I just wasn't expecting it right that second. It was so appropriate. That was awesome.
Okay, all right. So we had number 5. So all right, let's go.
Number 4.
Number 4, I have running back, and
all right.
Once again, as I stated earlier, I think we are going to utilize Brees in the passing game so much better than we've ever seen him used.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I like the offensive line. I think we're going to be able to run the ball. And I think that having all the weapons that we have now, A.D. Mitchell, Cooper, Sadiq, Taylor, like we're going to be able to spread defenses out. They're not going to be able to stack the box like they used to. And, you know, one hand washes the other. You know, the receiving game is going to help the run game, vice versa. I'm looking forward to watching a Jets offense that can actually put up some points and make things interesting.
That would be refreshing. That would be refreshing, Ricky New York Live. That'd be refreshing indeed. All right, let's get inside
Number
here.
3.
Number 3, I have middle linebacker.
Ooh, baby.
I am not worried about Demario Davis. He is going to go out there. He is going to do his thing. Man, I'll tell you what, aside from the leadership, aside from, you know, him being able to get other guys lined up where they're supposed to be and all those things that we like to talk about, dude, just watching his tape from like New Orleans the past couple of years, I mean, like the split second that ball is snapped, he has already filled the gap and he guesses right every single time. Like it is uncanny, the reaction speed that he has even still at his age. And man, you know what? I don't know what that guy's having for breakfast every morning, but I need me some of that.
Yes, I agree. It's to think. So he's heading into year 15. He's technically in the middle of it now that he's with the Jets, obviously. But in 14 years, one game missed because of injury. In 14 years, think about that. That's a nuts statistic to share to the audience. He's 37 right now. I mean, Demario Davis, and maybe we'll do this for another show. I saw he was speaking on Sirius Radio talking about we'll probably do this maybe on the show tomorrow or the next day or something. We'll fit it in somewhere before training camp. He was just talking on Sirius Radio about like what the Jets brought him in for, and not just, of course, his play on the field, but his leadership traits, like what he does away from the camera, how he prepares his body, how he prepares for a game, how he prepares for a practice, and how is that not infectious energy to like Jamie Sherwood or other players on the team? They're like, oh, wow, that's what a pro is supposed to look like. Oh, wow, this is a guy that's only missed one game because of injury in 14 years. That's not luck. Look at the things he's doing. Look at the investments he's making in his body and all those things. And by the way, like I said, it could have been the topic today. I could have combined that with this nugget. Jeremy Fowler continues to release his top 10 rankings at every position. Now, Demario Davis was not a top 10 off-ball linebacker, but he did not make the top 10 list, but he was an honorable mention, thus obviously receiving top 10 votes at 37 years of age. To me is very incredible. Again, coming off a career high in tackles, you could have made an argument like as a fine wine, and that's what a anonymous NFL personality told Jeremy Fowler, fine wine. And I agree. He keeps getting better with age, but not voted inside the top 10. So we'll save that conversation for a different part of it. But yes, that came out this morning. I was an idiot and can't count days. I was like, where's Garrett Wilson? I'm trying to find the wide receiver rankings. And I'm like, I've been informed, Paul, that comes out tomorrow. I see. I'm so sorry. So I was looking for something that was not released. And I'm like, oh, yeah, softball linebackers. So my math needs definite work, but I think people knew that before I just said that. But that's neither here nor there. All right, let's get inside the
Number two.
And once again, because I did this as positions and not position groups.
I like that, yeah.
I initially had right tackle written down, but then I kind of put a slash and put OT, so it could include either of our tackles. But
yeah,
listen, Olu has been very solid. He hasn't been mind-blowing, but he hasn't been bad either. He's been a nice, steady presence on that left side. And Membu, on the other hand, there's no other way to say it. He was just a beast as a rookie. And I honestly believe that if his trajectory continues the way that it looked so far, he will undoubtedly be a top 5 offensive tackle in this league.
God, that would be, if that happens, I mean, come on, that would be marvelous, and I hope it does. That'd be great. That'd be huge news for Jet fans. We talk about it with 2020. Joe Douglas he was hired, of course, in June of 2019, but his first draft was 2020, and unfortunately for him, it set the tone of what was to come. He had some successes. I'm not trying to denigrate the man, but that first pick was Mekhi Becton. That didn't work out. That could have been your franchise left tackle in theory for a decade or whatever it would have been, and it didn't work out. And geez. Darren Muji's first selection as the general manager of Jets is Armand Membu, who's already receiving top 10 tackle votes across the league and heading into year 2. Just think of the juxtaposition of starts of GM's tenures of that can set the tone of what is to come. Armand Membu looks like a superstar home run. Now, Tyler Warren has looked awesome, which a lot of people said would have been the pick otherwise. But to have it at offensive tackle, to have your quarterback protected, it's cool to have a shiny weapon, but to protect whoever the hell's playing quarterback, man, just the tones are setting completely differently in those two regimes that were right next to each other with Joe Douglas and, Darren Muji. That part to me is fired up. And no, I love how you've attacked this list. Again, I love this used to happen with me and Woody all the time when we do Tuesday, Thursday lists. We'd create this huge Excel sheet the entire offseason, and we'd both throw topics in. Ooh, top 5 this, top 5 this, top 5 this. And then we would come to it. It seemed like to me, it was pretty evident what the topic was because we wrote it down. And then I would look at it. He would look at it. We come to the show. And then before the show, I just say, obviously you have this. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what? And then we completely perceived whatever the lists were differently, which made it a fun show. So I love that you have done it in this way, Ricky. That's awesome, actually. So I love that. So let's get to
number 1.
And number 1 is the defensive line. And I can't state this enough. And I'm gonna give you a little bit of a preview of what people will hear tonight at 8 p.m. on Ricky New York Live.
Your YouTube channel, talking all things New York Jets and more.
My YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, as always. But this is pretty much an exact quote. Whenever you go to build something, whether you're building a house, a relationship, a football team, whatever you're building is only going to be as strong as its foundation.
Sure.
And I think that Aaron Glenn has put in the right kind of foundation. Dude, the fact that now when we have to rotate personnel, say Bailey or McDonald is playing 65, 70% of the snaps, whatever it may be, those other 30% of the snaps, we're not going to see Michael Clements penalties and stupid, things on the field. We're not going to see, no offense, but practice squad type players like Watson McGregor, Like we're going to have actually good, experienced, solid football players. Like not superstars, but just solid role players that can do their job. And the drop off isn't going to be so massive from where we go from like competent starters down to like, oh my god, and it swings things the other way so bad. Like now it's going to be more consistent all the way through. And I honestly believe that,
Mm-hmm.
the free agent additions, Osai, Amanyata, those guys, I think that's going to be one of the biggest impacts of all the offseason moves on the whole entire team, because all of a sudden, like, they can help keep us in a game. They can maybe protect a lead if we actually have one. Just that consistent play all the way through without that just massive, like gut churning drop off that would happen when the backups come in is, I think, going to be huge for us and massively overlooked by a lot of people. I mean, I know the draft was exciting and some of the other things that we're talking about are exciting, but man, I think that they really knocked it out of the park in free agency, and that's going to be paying dividends, maybe some of the biggest ones.
Refreshing. I love your top 5 list. Again, folks, for those just joining us, it's Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green, and Ricky New York Live. Make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube channel, Ricky New York Live. He'll be talking more about that tonight here on July 14th, here on a beautiful Tuesday. We got a couple hundred people in the room. Appreciate those that are tuning in. Like I said, I saw a bunch of comments from the Gangrene Beach Club and other events. So I'll get to some of those comments here in just a second. Those are the top 5 positions we feel the most confident in heading into Jets training camp. Of course, we'll have to do. We'll see if I can save it for next Tuesday. Top 5 we feel least confident in heading into Jets training camp. Perhaps we can have that next week. Ricky's been joining us every week here on the program, so perhaps we can flip it and go to the other side heading into training camp here very soon. But let's do this. Let's again, folks. It's July 14th. What do we got here? We got through the 31st coming up. I was trying to see when the 31st was. It is a Friday the 31st. So you guys can continue to submit your raffle tickets into this channel. If you are new to this channel and you're listening to this for the very first time or watching the show for the very first time, every month on my show, we do a raffle. Most of the time, it's a series of raffle prizes, autographed Jets gear or this item. And you give $3 and you have a raffle ticket. You have a shot. The more raffle tickets you buy, the better your odds are. This month, there is a raffle, but it's more expensive than ever. That's because the prize pack is better than ever. We're giving away 2 tickets to the Jets-Browns game. That's Week 5, Sunday, October 11th in Section 118. 2 field access tickets where you and a friend will get to go on the field before the game and get to enjoy all the players warming up and enjoying that entire experience, which I did that experience. I've done it once 11 years ago for Jets-Patriots Week 16. It was a playoff atmosphere. Jets had to win to stay alive, and it was amazing to be in that atmosphere. The Jets had the overtime winner, Ryan Fitzpatrick and Eric Decker in the back right corner of the end zone, and Brandon Marshall was in the middle of this historic season, and he was 2 feet away from me, and I was losing it like, that's freaking Brandon Marshall. You're a beast, Brandon. I'm yelling at him or whatever the hell I'm saying. So, yeah, the field access tickets are super cool. And then 2 full tailgate passes. Professional chef Kevin Gilbert, who is going to be debuting the Ricky New York Live burger the night before, which will be amazing at the restaurant. We'll do a restaurant takeover at the Cloverleaf Tavern, Caldwell, New Jersey. That'll be Saturday, October 10th, so the night before. But these tailgate passes give you all the food of the day of, game day, where the tailgate's normally going to be open like 10 a.m. to 12, and you guys will be able to have all the wonderful food and non-alcoholic drinks, water and Gatorades that you would like as part of this. Everything I just said is over $600 worth of money. If you came to me and said, Paul, I want 2 tickets to everything you just said, that would cost you over $600. So we do have spots, so if you're interested, feel free to hit me up. But if you want it cheaper than that, you have a chance to win it for $25. Now, some people have set $100 in to get 4 raffle tickets. Sure, increase your odds. If you have $25, you at least have a shot. So you can Venmo or PayPal me at BoyGreen25. Boy, B-O-Y, Green the color, Green, and the digits 25. That was my jersey number in high school. For those who didn't ask that question, but I gave you a random explanation for no reason. So BoyGreen25 on Venmo or PayPal. Just make sure you send your first and last name or the handle you go by. If that's what you prefer, that's fine. But just make sure you give me a good email, because if you win this, we're going to draw this winner on August 1st. I want to make sure I can reach out to you so I can give you this amazing prize pack of things. So $25 a raffle ticket. You guys can also cumulatively acquire it here on YouTube. So yes, you guys can reach out in that way if you guys would like. So $5 super chat, $5 super chat. You get enough of those, it can happen. How about them Jets is asking BG, do you still have tickets for sale for the game? Yes. So feel free to reach out to me. How about them Jets? I'll throw my email up here on the screen. One moment, and you guys can buy them in that way if you'd prefer. Here's my email. How about them Jets? It was great meeting you, by the way. Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com. Say, Paul, man, I just heard about this Jets Browns thing. I want in. Reach out and we can sign you up. That is Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com. I'm in the middle of the show right now, but after the show, I'll try to get back to you at some point today. If you don't hear from me, keep berating me until I answer you. I should be able to answer you very quickly. I'm very responsive normally with my emails. So PAUL AESDENJR at gmail.com. If you still want to buy tickets to this event, we still have tailgate tickets available. We have about 30 left, and then we have tickets available as well. So reach out. We can make it happen. Reach out. We can make it happen, people. So yes, how about them Jets? Would love to meet. Would love to continue to hang out with you for this Jets Browns game. So we do still have tickets available. Can't wait. We did a phenomenal event last year. This is our second annual run of it with myself and James Woody, Lou B, who you guys, if you're at the Gangrene Beach Club, certainly met. Is a spectacular party planner. He's bringing the Beast, and the DJ Chef Kevin Gilbert is cooking food before the game. The food is not free. You have to buy a ticket. But like I said, we have 30 tickets available. So you could just come if you're a season ticket holder, and I met several of those at the game. If you're just a season ticket holder, you can buy just a ticket to the tailgate if you'd like. If you don't have tickets, you could get the whole package from me. It's $300 a pop per person. If you just want a tailgate ticket, those are $50 a pop. So feel free to reach out. We can make it all happen, baby. So there you go. Jets, Browns, jump on the train. You've got another 2 weeks to do so, folks. Everyone that is in the raffle is in the scrolling ticker down below. So this is going to be a smaller raffle than normal. Sometimes we have 100, 150 people that are in the raffle, and the odds are ever in your favor in that way. We have less people in this raffle naturally because the tickets are more expensive. So, folks, that means your chances of winning this are higher than ever for a greater prize pack. So good luck to everyone out there in the audience. PayPal, Venmo, all that action. And Ricky, this is a pretty historic package here.
Absolutely. And you know what? You can count me in on that, because when I get paid this week, I do have a check coming in that I'm waiting on, and I will be getting myself a raffle ticket to get in that for sure.
Boom shakalaka. It'd be great for you to see your Ricky New York Live Burger debut, which will be the night before Saturday, October 10th. So, yes.
Yes, it will. And ever since Chef Kev was on here, like as he was describing it, I was thinking, damn, that sounds good. Like I could eat a few of those right now. And I'm very honored, and I'm excited. Like, never had a burger or any food item named after me before. But yeah, like I really, really want to get up there and have one of that burger and hang out with Chef Kev and get to meet a bunch of the great fans. Like I'll tell you what, last year when Jake did the Tampa meetup, as soon as we saw Tampa was on the schedule, I started hounding him. Yeah. And he was like, well, it would have to be early in the season because, I want a good turnout. I want there to still be something to play for. And
makes sense.
Which absolutely, man, like a lot goes into planning these events. So you obviously want to have a good turnout, and it was massive for the size of the place. Like as we were going there, me and my wife were talking, and she does not do well with real big crowds. She's not really a people person, and very opposite me. And we were talking, she's like, God, it's not going to be real crowded there, is it? And I was like, no, probably not. I mean, there are a decent amount of Jets fans in Tampa and everything. I was like, but most of our fan base is in New York and stuff, So, I mean, there will probably be a decent amount of people, but I don't think. And we got there, and I mean, dude, there was like over 300 people when we got there, and the place was absolutely packed. Like, I mean, it was shoulder to shoulder. You had to kind of fight your way through to get from one side of the room to the other. And needless to say, she kind of got some anxiety and ended up going home early. It was too much for her, but I was amazed. Like, man, the amount of fans that came down, and Terrence Hill that comes in the coffee club all the time. I met him there.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I met the big fella. I met Rick Kent, who was amazing. Got to hang out with Dylan Terraman, both the night before and at the game. Jets Johnny, Leany, Peg and Artie. Oh my goodness, Will Parkinson. Robbie Sabo was there, but somehow I completely missed him.
Okay.
But Fireman Ed, who I've met a couple of times before and met again, and got pictures with everybody. And man, it was awesome. Rat Diddy, I know Dave Briga, like so many people, man, and it was awesome just seeing all the people that I talk to here all the time and getting to see them in person and have those conversations. It was amazing. And so, and there's Terrence Hill right there. Yes.
Yeah, I was just about to say he remembers. Yes, sir, Ricky. Good times. Cheers.
Yeah,
Terrence.
absolutely. As I was on X the other day looking at all the pictures I posted when that happened, I saw the pictures of us together. But yeah, it was great, man. Like it was really, really a good time. And, whether it's a Jake Asmund meetup, a Boy Green meetup, Nick Shine meetup, if you guys get the chance to do one of these before the game, do it. Getting to, and, I have a soft spot in my heart for this community. This community has done so much for me and means so much to me, that getting to meet everybody like that was probably one of the highlights of my entire year last year. So yeah, if you get a chance to do it, do it. It'll be the best thing you do all year long, and you won't regret it.
Yeah. Someone said this. It was a Boy Green Daily last week because I was explaining, oh, wow, you guys could get a chance to go to the Jets-Browns game. This is awesome. And there's a fan that responded and said, I can't remember who it was, but he said, it's cheaper to watch at home. I don't have to deal with all the parking and the this and the this and the this. And that's true, right? It's true. If you watch it from home, all you have to pay is your Sunday ticket, or if it's on local, sometimes you don't got to pay nothing. You could just see it for free. But after coming off of this weekend where I got to meet so many people, either for the first time or been a long time, there's nothing quite like that experience of meeting these people in a box. So, Ricky, you're on my list. I've never met you before. I hope that it happens for Jets Browns or at some point in the future, whenever it does. That's going to be an insane moment to me of all these conversations we've had. We've had personal conversations with each other. We've talked football. We've talked everything. And then just when that moment happens, we come around a bend and we're just looking at each other. We're like, holy friggin' crap, man. It feels like I've known you forever. And I have, even if we haven't met in person. So it's hard to put into words. Again, yes, it's cheaper to do this or this or this, but it's hard to put into words what it means to hang out with your fellow brethren, your fellow Jet fans. That's a common thing that has brought us together in this way. So, folks, again, whether it's the August 1st meetup that Jake Asmund's doing for the training camp practice at the Cloverleaf Tavern after practice, or it's this Jets-Browns game, or it's Gangrene Beach Club or whatever, yes, sometimes these events cost money, and it costs you something to get there. These are lifetime memories, and I've been lucky enough to have a 4-leaf clover shoved up one of my orifices that I get to do the draft pit that happened, and I'm like, wow, that's a crazy experience of my life. I get to do Gangrene Beach Club, and I'm like, wow, that's another crazy experience of my life. I just keep hitting these milestone things, and I'm very lucky. And, I pray to the gods every day. Thank you for allowing me to have the life that I have. It's very special. And so I can't wait to meet even more people, man. This is amazing. So, again, grateful is the word that keeps coming to mind coming off this weekend and doing these shows. And especially, for those who missed it earlier, we mentioned it. This YouTube channel has just reached 4 million views, which is an insane thing to look at and celebrate and everything else. Because, again, I will celebrate 6 years in September. I did it from that couch over there. A couch in my living room with the shittiest audio, terrible video, grainy as all hell. I was going to pull it for the show, but I didn't. But you guys could go see it. Go to YouTube and you could flip the videos in terms of older versus newer, and you will see it. I am sitting on a couch in some grainy looking thing. Maybe I'll get it before the show's over and show you guys just a screenshot where I am talking to 3 people for a Jets 2020 pre-game show that I just decided to do on my own. And there were 3 people watching: my mom, my dad, and a YouTube account by the name Hear Me Out, which was a Seattle Seahawks fan that found the channel by accident and just hung around. Those were the 3 people watching my show when it first started. And now that 4 million views later is, again, like I said, a very humbling thing indeed. I want to thank everybody for watching the show so far today. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. I'm glad I'm still alive. Yesterday, I met Dan, the beef jerky man, when I was at, I don't know if you saw this, Ricky. Did you see this part of the show? Okay, so here we go, right? So what was supposed to happen is I was supposed to leave on Sunday. I was supposed to get breakfast with the family and then do some beach stuff, like check out of the hotel because like I did not have the hotel for another night. Do some beach stuff, jump in the car, go home. And then the God spoke upon me. I'm like, you know what? Let's do one more night here in Atlantic City. Why not? Let's do one more night. And it was beautiful. I got to, go out to dinner with Snowball and his family, Chef Kevin Gilbert, his wife. Like, it was awesome. I got to go out to dinner with everybody. And then we left yesterday. But before I left yesterday from Atlantic City, I said, let me do one last Boy Green Daily. Of course, I got to do it every morning. So I go outside. It's just out there at the Ocean Casino Resort. There's fire. There's beach. It's beautiful. I go out there and do it. I'm doing the show. I'm doing Boy Green Daily. I'm wearing the headphones, but I can still hear if someone like scream bloody murder next to me. I could hear them on my headset as I'm doing the show. And I hear someone walk by and go, whoa, this dude's doing a podcast, man, like live. And I don't go, who the hell? But I hear it, but I don't. I'm like, that's interesting. Someone has noticed me. And as I'm doing the show, this person isn't on camera. I can see that they sit down. They're like either taking a picture, doing a video or something. Like, look at this guy just doing his podcast outside. Like, this is crazy. And I see him in my peripheral. But I, again, think nothing of it. Like, oh, that's very nice that they're doing whatever they're doing. And then this guy, after hanging out for a while, musters the courage to get within my eyesight because I'm looking at the camera. But behind the camera, he's like waving to me. And I'm like, and then at some point, I can't keep doing the show. So I stop doing the show and look up to this guy like, oh, hey, what's up, whoever you are? He's like, hey, can I come on the show? And I'm like, all right, sure, I guess, whoever you are. Yeah, why not? So this guy comes and sits next to me and says, my name's Dan, the beef jerky man. I have a beef jerky business. He's like, you know what? I've got some beef jerky up in my room. Do you mind if I run up to the hotel and go get it? Are you still going to be doing the show? I'm like, yeah, I was going to be on for a few more minutes. He said, can you hang on tight? I'm going to go run and get beef jerky from my room. I'm like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, what? This is the most bizarre experience of my life. Then this guy, he's in his 50s or something, makes a beeline sprint to the hotel. And we're out in like a park area. So like, I'm like, man, the hotel's couple 100 yards away, but he makes a dead sprint as fast as his whole body can go, and he runs inside the hotel and disappears. And then I start talking to the audience like, do you think this guy's really coming back? Like, is this a real thing? Is he just yanking me and I'm just going to keep sort of prolonging the show and then he never shows up and like, ha, I got that guy? And so we're just talking about it, and people are saying, Paul, if this guy brings beef jerky, do not eat beef jerky from this random guy. Like, you don't even know who he is. But anywho, so I'm waiting. And then I have to, because there's the glare from the sun, because I picked a terrible spot. I was trying to get the beach behind me so people could see it. I said, oh, look at this. But it was just blinding me with the sun. So I move around the table and face the other direction. But now I can't see if the beef jerky guy is going to come up behind me. So like, I won't know until I know. So I said, hey, audience, if you see someone running at me, let me know. And then I hear his voice, I'm here. And I'm like, oh my God, this is real. So he sits by next to me and he has this, I'm going to mess up the wording. It's like cryovac or something, this cryovac sealed beef jerky. And he sits next to me and says, I've started a business. I'm Dan, the beef jerky man. And this is a honey beef jerky. And this is the best stuff of all time. I've been developing this behind the scenes for years. And I'm like, all right. He's like, I want you to try it on air. Now, time out on this story. I've never had beef jerky in my life. So this is the first time I'm ever going to have beef jerky in person. So I'm like, how do you open this thing? He's like, oh, you need like a knife or something. I'm like, I don't have a knife on me. So he has an iPhone charger he's carrying with him, and he stabs this beef jerky thing and rips it open. And then he hands me this beef jerky. It says, all right, shoot me straight here. And I'm like, all right. And I try it. I'm like, well, this is delicious. And I'll tell you, this is the best beef jerky I've ever had. He's like, yes, I knew it. I said, but of course, this is the only beef jerky I've ever had. So, it could also be the worst, but it's the best I've ever had. I've never had any other beef jerky. So either he didn't get the joke, or he got it and didn't laugh and didn't think it was funny, but his face remained unchanged. I'm like, okay, that one didn't hit. That's all right. Thank you. I'll be here all week. And then anywho, so I try this beef jerky, meet this guy, handshake. And apparently he's a former college quarterback. He told me, and I have to try to go back to the show to see if I can listen to what college he said it was, to see if I could go find out who he is. Cause I didn't recognize whoever it was, but yes, I'm still alive. So apparently it didn't kill me, whatever this beef jerky was. So Dan, the beef jerky, man, shout out to you wherever you are.
I don't know. I might have been hesitant then, because that might have been people jerky, Paul. Like that might have been like Dan the pesky people eater. Like I don't know, man. Like
yeah, John LG saying like, how was it really, BG? Like, because like there's a pressure in the moment when someone hands you beef jerky and they're away from you and say, hey, I've been working on this for 3 years. Can you tell me how it is? And you're probably obligated to say like, oh, it's great, even if it isn't.
Well,
but I will tell go ahead.
Yeah, in your case, you could actually honestly tell him it's the best I've ever had because you haven't had any others. So
that's right.
That was very strategic on your part.
Smart.
Now let me ask, was it? I mean, you haven't had other beef jerky, so you wouldn't know. But like a Slim Jim, when you bite into it, it is kind of soft. Like some other beef jerky is really, really tough.
Yeah.
Like, was it tough to chew, or was it easy to chew?
So this may be just a beef jerky thing. Again, I lack experience in beef jerky, but so it's just a pile of it, and I just grab a piece and I go to bite it, and I don't just bite it and it just comes right off. So I and I kind of, and I have to give it like a little bit of a pull with teeth into beef jerky, head jerk, and then hand pull to rip it off. And then I'm just like, and it tasted fine. So I guess there was a toughness to get it off, but maybe that's a natural thing that happens with beef jerky.
Yes.
But no. So yeah, not too tough like it had been. Whatever. He says the secret sauce. Dan, the beef jerky man, says that what they do is they cook it and then they let it cool and then they vacuum freeze it basically and he said this is a special technique that preserves the tenderness and all these other things as he was explaining. So I did really like it, John LG. Now, I don't think I've liked it enough where all of a sudden I'm going to start eating beef jerky every day of my life, but I respect the process that obviously put in. I tasted it. I didn't taste it, all this disgusting, and spit it out. Like I didn't think it was disgusting. I thought it was, that's tasty. Again, not tasty enough that would change my life. But that really did happen. If you don't believe me, watch the show yesterday. Today's July 14th. So it's July 13th, Boy Green Daily. Fast forward to it was somewhere because also the other thing I didn't know, he said, hey, I'm going to run up to my hotel room. It should be 5-10 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, sure. Okay, guy, go run and grab your beef jerky. I'd hate to end the show. And here's the other thing. We were on the clock. I was outside. I had nowhere to plug my computer into. So my computer could die and then the show's just over. So I had nowhere to plug it in. So I'm like, oh, geez, I hope this guy makes it before my computer craps out here. And he did make it and came all the way back for it. So yeah, it was at the 47-minute mark or something. I say, all right, see you, buddy. And he runs to go to the hotel. And yeah, it was about 10 minutes or something. And then he came back. Yeah.
Wow, how on earth did I miss that? Because I was watching the show and saw you when you were outside doing the show and everything. And God, I must have either walked away or something and missed the end of it. Because which I usually don't ever do. I'm always here till the end of the show. But that's That's nuts, man.
That is insane. So yes, people are asking, did Tatiana try it? Did the kids try it? So I believe they both, all parties did, but I haven't heard a report back yet. So I will have to come back on the next edition of Boy Green Daily tomorrow and report, because this beef jerky incident happens. I come up to the hotel room, then we're immediately packing the last few items to run to the road and then drive for a million hours yesterday. So I believe Tatiana, my fiance, did, and I believe Soraya Luna also in it. Once they saw I didn't die, they said, this must be safe. And so yes, they did. But I do not believe I heard the report yet. So I will let you guys know on that. I do see this from Mark Sacchetti, who says, any networking for possible guest appearances. So I would say a cool part of this event. I haven't talked about this anywhere yet. So, Mark, I appreciate the question. There are people that I've just seen on other people's shows, but we don't interact, me and that person, really. Two examples come to mind. Omari Brown, he's been on Jake Asman's show. I had never knew of Omari until I saw him on Jake Asman's show a couple weeks ago, and I work with Jake Asman doing some of his social media. So I see the shows where he has guests on, but I'd never known that he even existed in the universe before I saw him on Jake Asman's show. And I got to meet him at this event. That was nice. And then the other person I met was Frankie V of U Stadium. And if it is honest truth time, I've heard him on some of these shows go, what is wrong with this crazy kooky bastard? So like I've heard him on, and I'm like, who is it? But I will be honest, the surprising thing that happened with Frankie V is, so like, I've only seen him in the video box. So I don't know how tall Ricky New York could be 7'8". I don't know. I'm just seeing him on the screen. I don't know how tall he is. So Frankie V, I see him on the screen. I have no idea what he looks like. And so I meet him and I'm like, Jesus, this guy's like an NFL linebacker. He's super big up top. He's like sort of like an ape with his big shoulders, and he's a big, broad dude. So, yeah, that surprised me. I was like, whoa. And I told him this when he was about to leave the hotel. He's heading to, like, Italy or something for a vacation. And I ran into him, and he saw me. So at the Gangrene Beach event, he saw me and said, Paul. And I went, whoa, okay. I didn't know he knew who I was. I knew who he was because of the Jake Asman show. So to answer the networking thing, Frankie V wants to come on the show. I said that would be phenomenal. So after his Italian vacation, so I imagine August, Frankie V's coming on. Omari Brown said he was interested, so we'll see whenever that one's going to be. That one's less like immediately happening, but yeah, so that was a cool thing that happened. There's content creators there, obviously, some that I've had on the show, some that I haven't had on the show before. So Omari Brown could be a future guest. Frankie V is much more like, oh, let's get this on the calendar. Omari is like, we'll see if we can get it on the calendar. So those two are two that jump off the top of my head that could be coming on, which would be great. So yes,
that's great. Both of those are good ones. Amari, kind of like you, I saw him on Jake's show, and I was aware of him from X prior to that, but I really like a lot of his takes. Like, they're all really well thought out and well worded. And Frankie, on the other hand, and this is funny because I'm actually waiting for that check to come in to mail out a bunch of stuff that I have to mail to various people. I think there might be something for you over there.
Ooh, okay, well. Nice.
But at any rate, one of the things is a special shirt that I had made for Frankie. And because he's such a hardcore David Bailey guy. And I heard he was still like on the David Bailey rant this past weekend.
Yes. I heard that a few times. Yes.
At any rate, when Frankie very first came on Jake's show, and it was probably one of the first like 2 or 3 times he had ever been on the show.
Okay.
He was like, yep, you know what? The Jets should just go and like lose every single game, get the best draft pick they possibly can, and so. And like, dude, like the first preseason game hadn't even happened when this conversation is happening. Okay. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like the goal is to, like, like Herm said, you play to win the game. Like, what do you mean lose every game for draft picks? And so I typed in the chat, I was like, you know what? From now on, we need to call you Tanky V. And I actually gave him the Tanky.
Oh, that's a nickname I heard a few people call him when we were at the Gangrene Beach Club event.
Yes. So I actually gave him the Tanky name. in the chat in Jake's show. And ironically, I had my T-shirt people make a special tank top for Tanky.
That's
So
awesome.
it is the Tanky top, and it's a David Bailey shirt that I had made special for him that I'm sending to Jake to pass along. So it's funny that you mentioned him. And dude, he's an awesome guy. I don't agree with a lot of his takes, but dude, that's what makes it interesting.
Of course,
people have different things to say, and shit, I'd love to have him on my show. I imagine the conversations would be a real blast with the back and forth with him. But dude, that's awesome, man. That's really super cool.
Yeah, so there you go. I hear Mark Sacchetti has a suggestion that Jets cheerleaders would be an interesting interview. Mark, I enjoy my life, and I'd rather not get my throat slit. So I am not obligated to speak on anything with the Jet cheerleaders that happen to be at the Gangrene Beach Club doing the things they were doing at the Gangrene Beach Club. So I did not ask them for an interview, nor did I ask them for a picture, because I enjoy my life. But to anyone else that got wonderful pictures with the very talented Jets cheerleaders that were there, God bless America. That's what it's all about, baby. So that is terrific. I see there's a few more questions and comments about the event. So let's see. First off, Brother Yo says, hey, 50 ain't old. I don't know. I'm speculating. I got 50, 60. I don't know how old he was. So I apologize to anyone that I've offended there. Yo Holmes says, I think Dan said Wagner, which is Staten Island. Yeah, Syracuse has played Wagner a bunch of times as their, like, with all due respect, warm-up game of like trying to destroy them by 100. So, but that'd be cool. Like, still to be a college quarterback, like that's amazing. When he said that, I'm like, holy crap, a quarterback? Like, that's amazing, man. That's pretty cool. John LG says, how was it versus bacon? There's no comparison. I am a massive bacon fan. I love bacon. I love the crispiness of bacon. My mother makes a very good applewood smoked bacon that is just so flavorful. And I just, she could make it. I would die because, like, I would just keep eating it. Most people, when they're full, they stop. With my mother's cooking, especially with that. Like, it's just, it's definitely not bacon. There isn't crispiness to that. Maybe that does exist in the universe in some beef jerky land. I don't know. I'm very limited on my beef jerky experiences. Maybe there's more crispy beef jerky out there that has like a bacony kind of texture. But no, to me, I love bacon. It has nothing, like, I have not, like, you know what? Instead of bacon, I'm going to start having beef jerky. No, that thought has not come through my mind. No.
Well, dude, you heard Chef Kev when he described the Ricky New York burger. It was bacon in the patty, bacon on top, bacon jam, so. As I conveyed to him, like, you know, what kind of burger I would like, bacon was all over it, and Chef Kev, like always, delivered. And so, dude, I am a huge bacon fan. Like, I mean, you could put a whole plate in front of me right now, and I would knock it out. I love bacon.
Oh yeah, bacon is the absolute best. There's no question about it. So I could and will continue to eat bacon for the rest of my life. And if I die because of bacon, then it's a life well lived. By the way, I see John LG saying Soylent Green. Soylent Green is people. For those who don't get that reference, that's worth a Goog search or perhaps a viewing of an old movie. Soylent Green is people. So perhaps the beef jerky is Soylent Green. Which would be unfortunate. I won't try to spoil the movie for you guys, but give that a Google search and perhaps that will unlock it for you. As Brother Yeti says, 25 RIP Joey's, of course, referencing Joe McKnight, my Boy Green 25 handle. People ask about that all the time, but what's the 25 stand for? And again, that was my jersey number in high school. I was a big fan of Reggie Bush back in the day. That's like a running back I wanted to emulate in high school. And Joe McKnight, it's, God rest his soul. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. I had a complicated relationship, not with him. He didn't know me. I didn't know him. I mean, as a Jets fan, because the Jets drafted Joe McKnight in the 4th round out of USC. And I went like, that's weird. We have Leon Washington. Why would we need Joe McKnight? And then later in that same draft, they traded Leon Washington to the Seattle Seahawks. That gave me a lot of complicated emotions because Leon Washington is one of my favorite Jets of all time. I love Leon. And so I was like, damn. And Joe McKnight, I'm sure a lot of you remember this story. In his first training camp with the Jets and Rex Ryan, he's barfing up his guts. So people are saying, wow, he's not even in football shape. But we replaced Leon Washington with this guy. And Joe McKnight eventually, of course, spoiler alert, he turns it around and he has a remarkable career where he's a dynamic return man and all these things for the Jets and change of pace back and all these awesome things. And again, he left this world way too soon. But yeah, initially I was like, Joe McKnight. Like at first I was like surprised, Joe McKnight. Oh, weird. We have Leon Washington. And then we've traded Leon Washington. I was like, no. So yes, that definitely got me. That definitely got me. So thank you for that Joe McKnight reminder, brother Yeti. But in all seriousness, again, love sent out to his family.
I did not know where the 2-5 came from, so that was informative. That's awesome, and obviously Leon was a Florida State guy, so
there you go.
Also a huge fan, and dude, like you, I was a running back, high school, and
nice.
My number was 26. So Le'Veon, Saquon,
sure.
there's quite a few guys wearing that jersey, and but that dude, that's awesome. Like I did not know, and dude, it sucks when you lose cool people, and
yes,
and not to be a downer or negative or anything like that, but just before the show, I'm looking at X. Sam Neill from Jurassic Park passes away, and I was like, oh shoot, man, really? Like I've seen him in a lot of stuff and really liked him, and yeah, it's a bummer, man. And Joe was taken from us way too soon, and that's awesome though that you kind of added that into your name to kind of honor his memory. That's
is
very cool.
And by the way, so the rest of the story, because I feel like I guess you can't assume that everyone's always heard every story. When I went so I was on JV first, and I wore 24 because one of my father's favorite running backs was Marion the Barbarian. Marion Barber also, unfortunately, no longer with us. And so I wore 24 because my dad says, I want you to be a tough running back. I want you to go through contact. I want you to seek contact. I want you to be a physical, violent missile like Marion the Barbarian, my guy. And I said, all right, Pop, I'll be Marion Barbarian. I'll be your Marion. And so 24 was my jersey number on the JV football team. And then when I went to varsity, I went into the coach's office, Coach Griska, and there's two jerseys on his desk, 25 and 80. He said, which one do you want? And in my head, I always wanted to be a running back. And I'm like, I don't know any 80 running backs. I said, and I love my guy, Reggie Bush. So that was an easy decision. 25, thank you. I could have been Jerry Rice, could have been whoever, but I'm a running back, baby. I want to be 25. And that is where it all came from. So that is true. And I appreciate that. There's some jokes in the comments. I see Danger Zone says, is it true that Geno Smith is auditioning for the next Fast and Furious movie? I do want to that's funny, but I do want to dispel something because so last night, the New York Post came out and revealed some new information. And people, I think, too often read headlines and don't read stories. Geno Smith was not pulled over again.
I saw the same thing.
And this is pissing me off because, again, Geno deserves whatever heat you want to give him for things he's done. But this incident that was reported last night is an incident we already knew about. Rich Samini on the Jets Collective revealed the information that Geno Smith was pulled over another time. It was on my brother's birthday, Brody. We talked about it last week. He's been pulled over twice. He was pulled over in March, had the wrong tags, Porsche to a Lamborghini, first world problems. He was pulled over for that. That happened. On July 6th, he was pulled over. He was doing it 70 and a 45 or something. That's what the police officer alleged anyway. And that was the time he was pulled over. And then there's also, obviously, this assault allegation situation. There's been no arrest. There's been no criminal charges filed. So that's still hanging in the balance. I have no idea what's delaying that process. I'm not a legal guy. I have no idea. That's it. There was not a third pullover, and I think a lot of people are misreporting this. Read the facts, read the details. I think there are outlets that are misreporting it. I think there are fans that are overreacting to it. Geno has not been pulled over for a third time. Geno Smith has not been pulled over for a third time. One more time, Geno Smith has not been pulled over for a third time. Now, maybe Geno Smith's going to get pulled over this morning. That will not change the things I said. Now he will have been pulled over for 3 times. But right now, in this moment in time, based on all the information we have, he has been pulled over twice, in July and in March. That's it. But so many people were reporting, speeding again. I'm like, no. This was reported a week ago. So it's not again. Now, the new information the New York Post gave is the body cam footage. We did not have that when Ritsamidi reported it. He simply reported the incident. So if you want to share details about that, blessed be he. You want to share details about that, feel free to do so. But I don't like how that was being reported last night, because so many fans are like, up now we got to move on from Gino. Look at this, a third time. It has not happened a third time, and take that for whatever context you will. But that was annoying me yesterday, Ricky, New York, last night. I got off my drive, and that's the first thing I saw, and I'm like, oh my God, not again. And I read the report, and I'm like, wait a second, this is the same thing Richard Meany reported last week.
You know what? I saw it last night, and then I saw it again like early this morning. It was probably like 4 something in the morning, and I was actually considering laying down for a little while, but I'm kind of trying to stay on my same night schedule because I'm looking for another night job like the one I had. But when I got it, like you said, the word again in the headline and the title got me, and I was like, oh, you're kidding me. But then when I watch it, I'm like, this is the same shit we talked about like a week ago. Like, what do they mean again?
Yeah.
And one of the big points of contention that I had with it, because I remember when it first happened, when we were first talking about it, and I was reading people's comments in the chat, and like you said, some people went real, overboard with their reaction, and people were like, oh, Gino's an entitled punk, like, cops, when they talk to you, they just want you to show them respect and this and that. And dude, when I watched that body cam footage this morning, he wasn't disrespectful to the cop at all. Like, he was perfectly polite. Like, he didn't give him shit. Like, when he asked for his ID, he wasn't argumentative in the least bit. He was like, I just live right here. It's at my house, cop, you're supposed to have it with you. I know, I'm sorry, and I just took my son to daycare and I'm on the way back. But like, it, you know what? I mean, maybe it wasn't yes sir, no sir, which is what I would do.
Sure. Right. Yeah, that's how I was taught, but I'm not going to judge other people for, they don't do that. They don't do that. We're all raised differently. Right. So
my wife used to crack up. She'd be like, oh my God. She was like, you are so funny when like you get pulled over for a ticket or something. Like, you are so polite to the cops. Like it just cracks me up. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, you know what? Most of the time they're an authority figure. They want you to respect that. And most of the time, as long as you give them some respect and you don't argue back with them, like if they pull you over and say, hey man, you just rolled that stop sign. If the first thing you go, no, I didn't. Like you're off to a bad start. Like, don't argue. Just, it's, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with what he did at all. And as far as 70 and a 45, I don't know about everybody else, but I can't say that I haven't done that. Like I have, I don't like dicking around, like whether it's driving, like even when I go to the grocery store, like I got a list. I know what I want. Like, I'm not sitting there staring at the shelves and counting calories and trying to find the better deal. Like, there's products I like, there's products I don't. I know what I'm going in. I don't want to spend an hour in the grocery store. Like, boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm in and out rather quickly, which I actually have to do whenever the show's over. But and I guarantee I'll be in and out of there in probably under 5 minutes. I only got to grab a few things today, but yeah, man. Like, so I don't know. I think people are really kind of going a little bit overboard with it. It's not really that big a deal. And like you, I did not like the way they titled that.
Again, come on. That's weak. That's weak.
Yeah, it was very clickbaity and stuff. And I admit it got me,
Yeah, it got me initially because I received texts like, Paul, it happened again. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I see the headline. I'm like, what the? But I do not see a headline, then start tweeting angrily. I'm like, I always have a journalistic antenna or eye where I'm like, let me see what happened. And then they start revealing the details. I'm like, those are the same exact details. 11 in the morning, July 6th. Unless Gino Smith is a twin brother I'm unaware of, like this is exactly what happened before the body cam. So again, shame on the people that were using that phrasing and suggesting and implying that this was new information. Again, the only new thing that came out was the body cam footage. It was not previously available. So if you want to report on that, again, that is within anyone's right to cover that element of the story. But to suggest that it was another stopping was incorrect information. And I will tell you, Ricky, that it's important to stay humbled in life. Earlier in the show, I'm like, man, 4 million views. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. Like, this is amazing. And I just received this tweet on Twitter for someone responding to this announcement of 4 million views in 6 years of doing this. Let me shout out to Quincy M56456655. 6 wasted years of being a complete sucker buffoon. Seek help immediately. I see. Okay, beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you, Quincy.
I may have to respond to that guy when we get done.
Go.
That's very uncalled for. Shame on you, Quincy.
Hey, Quincy. I appreciate you, Quincy. Hi, Polly. Hi, Zariah Luna. The kids are up. Oh boy. But no, yeah, like seek help immediately. Thank you. Some people would say that from Jets fandom, but I just want to say, Quincy, I respect it. You don't follow me, but you somehow this unfortunately came across your timeline that bothered you enough a couple of minutes ago to send this in. So, Quincy, thank you for giving me your absolute honesty. There you go. Lou B, by the way, saying Quincy Williams could suck it. I'm not sure if this is Quincy Williams, but I think it's it may be unrelated. But thank you, Quincy, for your brutal honesty this morning on Twitter, on X. Much appreciated. Thank you. Let me see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone's comments, and then we'll jump to the phone lines here. Jake Aswin, super chat. Yep, Austrian gifted membership. Thank you, Chef Kevin Gilbert. Super chat. Thank you. I see QAA is asking about BG. Did I get a chance to see the all-time Jets squad list from 06 to 26? Any thoughts? Yeah, we'll definitely have time to do a show on that. So QAA, I don't want to give you a half-assed response. I want to really vet it. I've seen what other people have said about it. I sort of want to create my own opinions, go through the list, and really marinate it on it myself before I do it. But I did see that. That's a cool topic of interest. Maybe we could do that this week. Hell, maybe that'll appear on Ricky New York Live tonight for the show. But no, yeah, I've glanced at it, but not enough to give you guys a full analysis. I don't want to give you guys half-assed effort there, but let me put that on my list. PFF. Did you get a chance to see it, Ricky?
I have not yet,
Okay.
but that is on my to-do list of things to do this week. So probably between now and the weekend, I will do that. And who knows, maybe possibly this weekend I'll cover some of that because I have the show Saturday as well. And real quick, I know this isn't my show or anything, but
it's our show, buddy.
I got to shout out Yeti because responding to Yo Holmes with a quote from a John Lennon song made my morning this morning when I read that earlier. So thank you very much.
I love that. That's awesome. So beautiful. Let me see. Did I miss anyone else? Oh, yes. Jared 327, we mentioned the training camp dates. Or it says they're releasing additional dates on July 16 too, just to provide a point of clarity. Those are season ticket holder additional events from what I've read. I don't believe those are more general public dates, unless the Jets are doing something new, which has not been previously announced, of like the immediate clapback that they've received from that decision. Maybe they're going to create some new fan events, a fan fest or something. Like, here's a free event. I'm sorry that like we don't have more dates. We'll do this. Maybe they will announce that in the future. That would be nice. But from what I understand, Jared327, based on the Jets press release and the text I received, those additional dates will be for quote unquote flight club members only, which are season ticket holders. So Jared327 for the folks that are watching out there in the audience, which I believe you are, Jared327. So you're fine. But for the general public people, I believe that will be that. Go ahead, Ricky.
Yeah, there's only that was my understanding, was there was only one that was for the general public as of now.
Yes, right. Yes. So that could be as well. All right, let's do this, folks. We've got, like I said, a couple hundred people in the room. Appreciate it. Like the video here on YouTube. Hit subscribe. Earlier in the show, me and Ricky New York Live gave our top 5 positions we feel the most confident in heading into training camp. Again, 4 million views. So thank you to everyone that has enjoyed the show for any period of time. I'm very humbled by all the love and support you guys have thrown out. So thank you. We have our Jets Browns raffle giveaway throughout the entire month of July. So again, raffle tickets are $25 a pop. You can Venmo or PayPal that over. That's the preferred way if you can send that money in, because YouTube doesn't take a cut from that. But I will take it however you guys send it. So you guys can also send a $25 super chat in here on YouTube, or gift a bunch of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. That would be another way potentially to get your raffle ticket in. So good luck to everybody out there in the audience. And again, my heart to Quincy. Thank you, Quincy. I love you, Quincy. Thank you for interacting on the show this morning. I appreciate it. All right, let's take a HEP timeout, and we'll welcome your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily.
1, 2, 3.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Let's freaking go. Like the video, hit subscribe. And I love this. John LG giving a huge shout out to Lou B, Super Jets fan. Thanks for hosting a great Jersey Shore party on Saturday. That was awesome. I agree, John. It's great meeting you, of course. And yeah, Lou B is a party event planner extraordinaire, baby. He is awesome. All right, let's go to the phone lines. Hep kicks us off here, who was at that beautiful event with his beautiful wife. Hep, what's up, brother?
Hey, Paul. Hey, Ricky. How's it going? Hey, fellas. So, beef jerky is really good to have when you do like a hike or something. You go hiking or something like that. You stash it away. You put a little in between your cheek and gum. Just kind of mosey along with it. You know, it's kind of, that's where it's more appropriate for something like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I had a really good time at the beach party. I got to meet Green Bean, which was so weird because he noticed me first. He goes, "Hey, what's up?" And I go, "Oh man, I didn't recognize you there." He goes, "Yeah, it's the beard." I go, "No, it was you were so calm. I'm not used to you being so calm, you know." Mm-hmm. And it was good seeing you, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever pull up to a car and the music is really loud and the car is going boom, 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 and the whole car is shaking like that?
Yes,
you know?
I have.
And you go to yourself, man, I wonder what it sounds like inside that car. That's what it was like at the beach club. It was that was the only thing I would have done differently, was just turn it down a little bit, because it was so hard to kind of talk to each other. And but seeing the nice girls walk through and everything, it was nice meeting Lou B and the girls with the green bikinis. They were real nice to look at. And you know, met Fireman Ed, did a lot of that stuff. It was good. So, Paul, you want to take off this week for your weigh-in and just hit it next week, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? Because like I haven't stepped over there yet, so that has not happened. So that's a good question. What should I do now? Because I missed Monday. Monday did not happen. It did not come to fruition. So that's a good point. What should I do? Also, the baseball team, one of my other jobs, is on their All-Star break. So let me see. My next game is Friday, so I've got a few days off, so hopefully I could catch back up and do some work. That's a good question. I don't know. We'll see if after the show whether I'm tempted to run back over there or I just grind extra hard, and then it'll be 2 weeks in between before. We'll see. I do agree with you, though, on the beach club thing. I have been at a red light before, and I've looked over and just and I'm like, are my bones shaking? Like, wow, that is loud. And to be at the beach club, every conversation, like I remember when I was with Rich Samini several times, it's pouring rain, and I'm just like, I see him looking at me going, and I'm like, And I'm like leaning in, like I like my head's almost laying on his chest, so I could hear like what he's saying. So yeah, that was intense. And I can't, like I said, I randomly remember music just as I'm like, it's almost like you come out of the water, like if you're underwater, you're hearing just like, and you come out of the water like, and then you like just hear like everything. So it was like overwhelming. I told that Court Sports, I met her father and her mother, and they're coming to the Jets Browns game and the restaurant takeover and everything. I looked around, like one time I was talking to someone, and then I just tried to take it all in. I just scanned the room, and she was doing this, waving to try to say hello. But like my brain just glossed over her, and I went back to the group. And then I'm like, did someone was just waving at me? And she like, I went, oh Jesus, I'm so sorry. Like I like, wow, this is all overwhelming. So yes, yeah, that nightclub, beach club, everything. The music was intense.
Yeah,
the music was very
you know
intense.
what I might do for the next time is have a meetup for the breakfast before the party.
Yeah.
And then maybe have like someone with a microphone at a table, like more of like a breakfast
sort of the restaurant takeover thing we do. Yes, I think that would
like
be
that.
cool. Yes.
And then people could tell stories. They can go up and say, oh, I remember this time or when I met this. And then you could have like, oh, wow, a little bit more intimate. And then it's like, all right, you ready to go party? Let's go do it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, she's in here. I had no idea she was in here that I was telling that story. Yeah, so much going on. See, there's Court Sports. Shout out to her. She happens to be in here when I was telling that story. Like, I just glossed over the crowd, like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. Music, rain splashing in your face, and millions and billions of people. And then I'm like, wait, was that Court Sports? And then, oh yeah, it was. Like, I'm listening to an example, Court Sports. She's also on Instagram, and I'm listening to some of her interviews. She was interviewing a few people, Jake Asman, a few people there, and you could barely hear the audio of her like, hey, Hep, this is Court Sports here. Hep, how are you? The Jets, what do you think? And I'm hearing, like, I could still hear her question and answer, but it's
yeah, it was really loud.
Like it's loud. Like, oh my, it was deafening.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, that's maybe I just missed that era. I never went clubbing. That was never a thing I did in high school, college, anything like that. That bass was booming through the mic, she says. Hell yeah, it was. I was like, good Lord have mercy. Maybe I just missed that era. Like I was supposed to do it, check it off the bucket list, and I didn't. So that DJ atmosphere is like the loudest music has ever been. So yeah, that was a vibe.
I agree with Ricky about Amari as well. Amari is he's a really interesting guy, and he's kind of low key, and he gives his take, but he's really thought out. And I was talking to him for a while. We were talking about Sadiq, and so that was cool. But anyway, peace out, guys. Yeah, we'll have a bye week this week, Paul. We'll just catch up on Monday. Okay.
Sounds good.
But I got down to 151. I'm 1 pound away from the thing.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, Hep. Let's go, baby. You're the best, guys. Hep. There he is. Hep joining us here on the show. There we go. We're doing our weight loss journey. I've been doing it for a month and change. And normally I weigh in every Monday, but I was driving on Monday, so I did not do that weigh in. But hey, a big salute to frickin' Hep. There it is, Fireman Ed rallying the crowd. That whole video is over a minute because he does 3 of them. He does one, and he's like, screw it, one more. All right, one more. And we were just nuts. And a lot of people were yelling at me for posting on that on social media. A lot of just fans are like, Jet fans suck. What do you guys have to celebrate, losers? And I'm like, man, that we are getting so much headspace in some of these people. I'm like, phenomenal. Like, you're not going to talk us down. We're going to celebrate. We're the Jets, baby. We're fired up. You're not going to, try to down our excitement. So, yeah, that atmosphere is awesome. And Fireman Ed, meeting Fireman Ed for the first time was super cool, too. So, oh, yeah, shout out to Fireman Ed. That was awesome.
That's really awesome, man. Like I said, I've gotten to meet him a couple of times. I met him last year at Jake's meetup. But the first time I met him was in 2012 at the Hall of Fame. And,
cool.
I was just walking, and it was right after I had lunch with Curtis Martin's agent and his son. And I was just like walking over to one of like the little like tents where they have souvenirs and stuff.
Yep.
And I looked over and just happened to see him there. and walked over and introduced myself and asked for a picture, and he was like really cool. But that's killer, man. We have the best fan base in all of sports. Like,
oh yeah,
like, who else can say, like, we've had this long playoff drought and things have been so bad, but the YouTube community, the fan, it's just constantly growing and getting bigger and better all the time. Like Jets fans are the best, man. They just are.
100%. And I agree with what John LG says. What Hep described what he would like to see in the future of this event is a thing before the event to like let us all chill, because at the event, and again, I had some great conversations. Like the one that keeps coming to my mind is Rich Samini gave me all this advice about my career, and I was getting in the weeds about all kinds of things at ESPN and trying to be a reporter and how to be better. And I was just trying to absorb as much information as possible. We had to be intimate because like we couldn't hear each other, so we had to be talking to each other a lot. But the event that Hep is describing of like breakfast where we could tell stories and eat and all that, that's what the Cloverleaf Tavern meetup is the night before. And I think it is sort of a perfect balance. Again, my pop deserves all the credit. He had the idea of the restaurant takeover where the night before the Jets game, we all meet up at a restaurant. It's a lax, chill atmosphere. We do some giveaways. We have some great food from Chef Kevin Gilbert and his staff. And there's not the pressure of a game about to happen. There's the good of a game, like we did Jets chant. I talked trash to my dad and his Cowboys, like, "Oh, we're gonna kick their ass tomorrow." That did not happen, unfortunately. But I did rile up the restaurant with that. It was cool. We got to tell stories and have conversations, and like it was just a more lax atmosphere. And then you got the tailgate. It was a perfect yin yang to the event. So yeah, maybe we could do a yin yang version. They have a lot of beautiful restaurants at the Ocean Casino Resort, so maybe we could do that next time. But I'll tell you, that's what's the beauty of our event that's coming up in October is Saturday, October 10th. Will be the restaurant takeover. If you guys have not signed up for that, make sure you guys do that. It's in the YouTube description down below. There's an Excel sheet down there. So if you want to come to the restaurant the night before, doors open at 6. The doors open well before that for the restaurant. But for our private event, we're welcoming people at 6:30. The event will start at 7 o'clock. It's in the private upstairs room of the Cloverleaf Tavern. Maximum of 56 people allowed up there. So if you are coming, make sure you sign up down below and write each person's name that's coming. So just because I'm staring at her on the comment section, Court Sports, if her mom and her dad all came, that you would fill the 3 slots on the Excel sheet down below. Boom, boom, boom. Because I want to make sure I get an accurate reading. I don't want someone to say, I'm Joe and I'm bringing a +1 and that's all written on the same line. That'll confuse me as I'm trying to make sure I don't want to book more than we have. So 56 people are allowed. If we get over 56 people, they'll be dispersed throughout the rest of the restaurant and they can sort of come up and downstairs to have a table. So people, if you want to come, again, it's in the YouTube description right now, and it'll be in the YouTube description of every video for the next couple of months as we book up that event. So feel free to come. Well, free giveaways. The only money you will need is there's no cover charge. Is whatever food or drink you order from Chef's Restaurant, you all purchase your own food or drink to your heart's content off the menu. That's the only thing you'll be responsible for financially wise. Everything else, our giveaways are free. They're free of charge. We're just doing it for the fans, which will be super cool. So can't wait for that. That'll be awesome. So Restaurant Takeover, that's going to be awesome. Saturday, October 10th. Make sure you guys sign up if you have not already on YouTube. All righty, let's go back to the phone lines. Mr. Legend, Famous Fulton.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Mr.
How are you?
I'm good. Are you okay to be on the phone, Mr. Legend, Famous Fulton?
Just for a little bit. I got so much to do today.
Okay, all right. I don't want to get you in any trouble, but what's
That's
on your
okay.
mind, sir?
Well,
Okay.
I'm having my birthday week this week.
Hey,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
On
Congratulations.
Monday, July 20th. Yeah, Monday, July 20th. Next Monday.
Okay, and okay. Well, congratulations. That's amazing, and it's coming up before you know it. So, what you said the 20th, right?
Yep, the 20th.
6 days away.
Yep, 6 days away. So, how was your trip, Paul?
It was spectacular. I can't lie. It was long. I had traffic both coming in and leaving. I got stuck in some Jersey stuff and some Philadelphia stuff. not the city of brotherly love that it says on the sign, to be candid.
No.
So there was some traffic, but once I broke through that initial, I don't know, the first 2 hours or something of the trip where it's just like bumper to bumper, like, oh my God. I broke through and I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. And then I was just on highway and I could catch back up. So besides that, I got home, I don't know. I'm trying to think of last night, like 7 o'clock or something, 6 o'clock, maybe somewhere in there.
Nice. Yep, exactly. Yep. So, well, I better head off to. I gotta jump in the shower. I got my chiropractor this morning. I got my music therapy today. I gotta get an Odie haircut today. Odie but the haircut today.
Of course.
And then I've got softball tonight.
Okay, well, congratulations, Mr. Legend Famous Fulton. Don't want to get you in any trouble, so I will take you off the show. But thank you. But enjoy your pre-birthday haircut. That's good. You got to look good. Jerry Rice has said this. Deion Sanders said this. If you look good, you play good. I've always, a uniform, not sloppy, jersey tucked in, high socks, getting all the gear. It's important. You look good, you play good, Ricky New York Live.
Absolutely. And dude, shout out Mr. Fulton. Like he did his 4th of July Declaration of Independence song that day. Dude, and I loved how like he did the song, but it was like also factually correct. Like there was that line that he threw in, it was like, but it was actually signed in August, and it just cracked me up when I heard that. I was like, that is great, dude.
He's got some great lines. He's got some great lines in there.
It really was.
Yeah, that's awesome. So shout out to Mr. Famous Fulton. Craig McKinnon says he always sounds like he's in trouble. I hope not. Every time I've brought him on before, I've heard someone yelling in the background. I assume it's his mom, so I hope he's okay. Okay, like I'm not getting him in trouble is what I mean. I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but we love having him on the show, so that's good. And yes, John, hopefully his leg's okay because he had a swollen knee from a softball incident. So we'll hear more about his birthday. His birthday, I imagine, over the coming days. That will be terrific. John LG says, I think the entire restaurant will be taken over that night on Saturday, October 10th. I can only hope so. That would be awesome. And we will see. There's a certain player that is DMing me that may be able to attend said event. That would make things a little spicier. I got an interesting message I'll have to respond to here shortly to see, is that perhaps in the cards? If so, I will promote it, but I will wait until it's official. I don't want to put any carts before any horses, but that could be on Ricky New York Live Burger Reveal Night. Perhaps a former Jets player could be in attendance, Ricky, huh?
That would be great. I would love to sit down and have a Ricky New York Live burger with a Jets player. And ironically, I was just about to ask you for all the details on the restaurant takeover.
Yes.
Such as if there was a cover or not or anything, but you got to it before I could even ask you.
Okay, beautiful. See, so it's great. Here is the menu. We are adding this item that we've been talking about. So there is an item to be added here, the Ricky New York Live Burger. So that will be in the future. But yes, so folks, let me explain this, and then I'll get back to this former Jets player who might want to be coming, which is great news. And hopefully I can share that news here in the near future. But so there's the Week 5 Jets-Browns game last year. So, folks, to make you feel even more confident, we had, what was that? About 55 people at the tailgate. And at the game we had or maybe I'm inverting it. Maybe it's the other way around. Yeah, we had 65 people at the tailgate and 55 people at the game. Was give or take the numbers. Now I think we're not inverted. We've got 70 people going to the tailgate right now and 62 at the game right now. So very nice numbers. I'm very happy for it. But, last year was our first one ever that we hosted. So some people, let's see if they can do it. We had a raving success, so blessed be he. I'm happy for it. So now we're doing it for a second straight time. Myself and James Woody are hosting the tailgate. And so this is all Week 5, Sunday, October 11th, and Saturday, October 10th. So the night before the game, for people that are going to be in town, and I also want to make this clear, You don't have to be going to the game to be going to the restaurant takeover. You could sign up for the restaurant takeover if you just live locally in New Jersey and you want to party Saturday night with a bunch of Jet fans. That's totally on the table. For instance, one person I've heard, I believe he's on the list, is Dave Briga. He says, I can't because of church obligations on Sunday. I cannot be there for the game, and I understand. But he says, I'd love to come to the Saturday night event. So he is driving up to come to the event, which I'm very happy for. Thank you, Dave Briga, for coming. So that's just a random example. You could come to this event whether you're going to the game or not. If you're coming to the game and you're in town, why not also come to the event if you have the night free? So feel free. So if you're local, feel free to come. There's no cover charge, no cover charge at all. So it's free to attend. Again, the only food you have to pay for is whatever food you order. This menu that's on your screen, and for audio only listeners, I'll describe it as well. There's a custom menu that Chef Kevin Gilbert. I didn't ask him to do this; he did this because he's the best. He made a special menu for people exclusively. This is not for the game the next day. This is exclusively a menu for the restaurant takeover that night before. We have a BG Jersey burger, which is grilled certified Angus beef, melted American cheese, applewood smoked bacon, fried egg, toasted brioche bun with a choice of potato side. We have Easy's tailgate sausage and peppers, roasted hot and sweet Italian sausage, sauteed peppers and onions, toasted long roll, and some Gregano and garlic confit spread. Beautiful. Philly noodles, thinly sliced teriyaki glazed ribeye steak, stir-fry veggies, and udon noodles, sesame seeds, crispy rice noodles. And then we just had them on the show. Famous Fulton key lime pie, house-made key lime pie, graham cracker crust, fresh key lime whipped cream with some powdered sugar. And on top of this, a new item added, Ricky New York Live Burger will be added to this list. So this will be a custom menu. If nothing on this menu grabs you, that's okay. You can order off the normal restaurant menu as well. So you have this custom menu as a special treat from Chef Kevin Gilbert. And like I said, you have a full normal menu, whatever is on the restaurant menu, you can also have. You guys can look that up. It's a Cloverleaf Tavern out there in Caldwell, New Jersey. Hey, whoa, let's stop screaming, okay, kiddos? I'm on both dad duty and Boy Green Daily duty. It's I'm double serving. So it's going to be awesome. Again, no cover charge. All you have to do is buy whatever food you eat at the event. You will have to pay for it. But besides that, nothing. So, so I can't wait. Again, Pop deserves all the credit, and he gets all the credit clearly on this graphic. The Hop on Pop restaurant takeover. It was his idea, and it was a raving success last year. And like I said, we're going to do some free giveaways at the event and have a lot of fun. It's going to be awesome.
Right on. And I can give you the breakdown of the Ricky New York Live Burger.
Please do, yes.
Which is Angus beef and brisket and bacon, a third in your patty with some Swiss cheese melted on it, applewood bacon, and then he said a nice dollop of bacon jam on top of it, and some chipotle mayo on a toasted brioche bun. So that is the Ricky New York Live Burger. And yes, I did memorize all those ingredients. And yes, I do love bacon.
Yes, it sounds like you do, and I love it. Bacon is absolutely delicious. So that would be spectacular. So let's freaking go. Ricky, can you give a plug? You said you have a show tonight. First off, plug what show, what channel, how can people subscribe, and tell them what's going on with the show tonight?
Right on. It is Ricky New York Live. It will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern this evening. It's right here on YouTube. You can also watch it on X. Tonight's show is going to be about our free agency editions. The title of the show is Osai Can You See? And I've got a nice graphic of Joseph Osai tearing through the flag, holding the football. And I was kind of going with the patriotic theme. Obviously, it was like 4th of July time when I came up with this thumbnail, and it just took until now to make it onto the show. But really looking forward to that. You can subscribe right on YouTube. We're at like 369 subscribers right now, and still continuing to grow. And I want to thank everybody for that. Even through the slow news cycle, it seems like we had a few more. And hopefully all you guys can come over and subscribe and check out Ricky New York Live. It is the Jets content show that rocks. A rock and roll themed Jets show, and we have a blast, man. And looking forward to it, and looking forward to taking calls from those guys tonight and talking to guys. And man, this community is the best. I talk about Jets, every show, but it started out as a Jets show, but very, very quickly, it really became a show about the community. And this fan base is just so awesome, and that's what it's all about. So hopefully I'll see everybody there tonight.
Yeah, let's go. There you go. Ricky New York Live tonight. Yes, for people who are asking, I will be at the Tennessee Titans game. My Airbnb is booked with Badshaw. I'll be with a bunch of coffee club members. We're all staying in one house. Talk about a content, whatever that's going to be. That'll be interesting. So we're staying at a big Airbnb house with a bunch of coffee club members all together. That should be fun. The airplane ticket is booked. The game tickets purchased. All that is all set and ready to roll. So I can't wait for that. That'll be the next big one I do. Again, I'm hoping to make it a trip. We'll see if I even have a chance at a ticket. Who knows on that front for August 1st. If I can, I'd love to go. If not, the Titans game will be the next big event. And obviously, this will be my last comment I make before we wrap up the show, is we're continuing to go through the home purchasing process. So if all the cards are played right, why not do it during the most busy time of the year? I may be moving into a new home in a month at the end of August. So, folks, a few of my items from my Jets fandom and memorabilia I am selling, and all that money is going towards closing costs. So if anyone has interest in autographed Jets items or other Jets items from my collection, there's a few items that I am opening up. If you guys are interested in hearing what I have to offer, feel free to email me. Again, I never intended on selling any of these things. I plan on getting buried with them. But the house buying process is expensive, and I think it's a cool thing. You guys potentially get a badass Jets item. I get some money that helps with the closing cost of this new home, so it works out for everybody. So if you guys are interested, reach out to me. That's Paul A. Esden Jr. at gmail.com. I have an autographed New York Jets Leonard Williams ball. He's now a Super Bowl champion. So Leo, if you want one of those, and I've got other random autograph stuff, other cool Jets stuff in my collection that, like I said, I was going to keep forever, but I think this is a cool way for some of you guys out there to get some of my cool items. If you guys have merch items or don't, you can add some stuff to your collection, and we can do some cool stuff. So reach out to me, paulasdenjr@gmail.com, or DM me on any social media at BoyGreen25, and we can link up and figure it out. That would be awesome. Well, Ricky, this was a super fun show. I love that we get a chance to do this now because I respect you as a content creator, and I love that we get to chop it up and talk some football. And again, we're 11 Jeremy Curly Fries days away from the rookies reporting, and then it is just we're on. Veterans born on the 28th, first practice 29th. We're going to have content every day with Aaron Glenn speaking, players speaking. It just gets real. And then the preseason, it's a month. Here's this. You want to count down for this, folks. Our first preseason game is a month from today, August 14th, Jets Bucks. Your Florida brethren down there, Ricky New York Live. That is our first preseason game. Is a month from today. A month from today, Jets play football.
Oh man, I can't wait. Thank goodness it's getting so close. And as I was getting ready to come on the show today, I look over and I look at my calendar and I see, Boy Green, and then 2 weeks down, it says camp, and I'm like, oh yeah, which that's that veterans reporting. But yeah, dude, 2 weeks, it is so close. Jets football is almost back. Thank goodness. And it's going to be winning Jets football this time. The good stuff, the stuff that I've missed. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And just ironically, that would be the next Tuesday that I'm on is Veteran Report Day. So
how did that work out, huh?
It's fate. It's meant to be. So,
it clearly is.
I'm looking forward to it, man. God, I just can't wait to get this thing rolling because
me too, man.
I think we're going to have a lot of good things to talk about. I can't wait to celebrate some wins with you and the fans, and I don't know that, I'm not going to predict that we're a playoff team this year. I think we're going to be much improved and we're going to be competitive. But I think we're heading in that right direction. And I cannot wait for the very first playoff game of the YouTube Jets content era. It is going to be insane. It is going to be a party that lasts for days. So
I can't wait, man. It's gonna be awesome. And then one more, because Mark Cicchetti asked it earlier. Said, "Oh, did you make any like connections, like networking of like, oh, you talked to someone they're going to be on the show?" Well, one I've talked about before, not today, but one I'm very excited to reconnect with, Nick Shine. I'm going to be on his show. We're doing a home and home series. The two organizations have agreed. I am going to be appearing on the Nick Shine show. He's appearing on Boy Green Daily. So it was awesome. I got to spend more time with Nick than I've spent ever in terms of family and life and all. We talk Jets, of course, but beyond that, all the life things we got to talk about. So it was great to reconnect with Nick, and we'll be having him on the show in the near future as well. So we have Ricky, we've got Nick, we've got unnamed former Jets player that's coming on in August and potentially to our October event. Again, TBD. I won't, I learned a lesson a long time ago. Don't promote something till it's official. So I will not. But that will be pretty cool if that happens. So thank you. Thank you for all the kind words, John LG. Thanks, BG and Ricky, for a great show. That was a lot of fun. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I will be back on the show tomorrow morning for another episode of Boy Green Daily. We'll also have some other content coming out on the MC Show digital channel. We'll be live tomorrow at 11 o'clock for that. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Ricky, we'll see you next time.
All right, man. Have a great day.